Wow. Finally. It took 12 years. 12 years for YouTube to finally realize, hey, we have to stop this. It's getting out of hand. And I applaud Google and YouTube for doing this. And I'll explain the reason why I agree with Google and the reason why I agree with these changes and why I support them for doing this. I have sent the feedback to Google many, many, many times before about like how so much scamming there is going on YouTube, and these scammers are using bots and different ways of getting the views and clickbaits, and they're getting millions of views, millions of subs, right? And they don't contribute nothing to the YouTube community other than just being scammers, right? That they're telling you how to, right? You've seen those videos, how to make millions of dollars, how to be successful, like as if anyone's going to tell you how to be successful and how to be a millionaire, right? Nobody needs to tell me about how to be a salesman. I used to be a salesman. I was a certified salesman, so I don't need to be educated about that. So I know how this works. So I'm happy to see that finally YouTube is enforcing these new rules, and we'll go through these rules. They're enforcing the new rules, and these new rules will impact only the scammers, the ones, the gurus, how to make the entrepreneurs, right? Don't we get tired of that word, entrepreneurs? There's too many entrepreneurs, right? I'm sick and tired of entrepreneurs on YouTube. There's just too many of them, and they're all fake. They're all phony. Oh, buy my book, buy my seminars. They're super expensive seminars, super expensive merchandise, super expensive everything, right? And what am I going to learn from you? Nothing. Just waste the money. So it's good to see that Google it's cracking down on this enforcement of banning these gurus. These clickbait gurus of 3-minute video, 4-minute video, 5-minute video, and then they sponsor those videos. They put it out there to be sponsored to get more reach. So I'm glad that Google is finally doing something about that. YouTube should go back to its old roots, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Create an original content. Something that can be educational. Yes, you can have your opinions, respectful opinions. This is exactly everything that I honestly wanted. Because when you have so many clickbait gurus out there, clickbaiting videos, then a guy like me and a guy like you who's genuinely trying to create a content and genuinely trying to make a buck or two on this platform, then we can't do it because we are suppressed by these big giant gurus who are living off of clickbaiting. It's no different than scammers. They're just scammers. They're scamming. They're making scamming videos. They're not being genuine. Remember the word. I always use the word genuine. And you have to be genuine. Okay? And these scammers, they're not being genuine. Of course, they're scammers. Okay? Just like a salesperson. You think he's going to be genuine? Of course not. How do I know this? I used to be a salesperson. I used to be a certified salesperson. But now I'm not anymore because I don't like it. I don't agree with what they're doing. I don't agree with, being disingenuous, trying to make a buck or two. That's not the way to make a living. And a lot of people are doing that. And they have no shame because they just care about how they make the money. They don't care how they do it. They just care that they make the money. But they don't care who they hurt in the process of doing so. This is one of the main reasons why I quit being a salesperson. I could have become a very successful realtor. But same thing with a realtor. It's a sales, right? Same thing with a dealership. It's sales. Selling cars. It's always disingenuine. Being disingenuine is how you make money. And that's obviously something that's been going on for a long time. But it's good to see that YouTube, it's cracking down on their platform against these disingenuine salespeople, clickbaiters. You look at their backgrounds, they're living in these big penthouses, mansions, right? Everything's super fancy because they already have the capital. They already got the money. They're just using the platform to exploit their capital even further by capitalizing on it, by using these clickbaits, and by, you know, spamming you with all this stupid nonsense and how to make so much money, right? You see this beautiful model with a giant cleavage. How to make millions of dollars here. Let me show you how to do it. Or some guy living in a big mansion, right? Let me show you how to be successful. How to be just like me. How to be so amazing just like me. So disingenuous, right? And I'm super happy. I hate to say it, but I am super happy to see that it took 12 years. Finally, after 12 years, it took 12 years, but it's better late than never, to see that the YouTube is cracking down on this disingenuous nonsense. And also people who are using other people's videos. If you're just using it to like not bring anything constructive about that video, and you're just stealing people's videos, that's going to be banned as well, because you're not creating anything original. You're not bringing any sort of argument or any sort of like constructive criticism or whatever you're trying to talk about that person. Those videos will be banned as well. So let's go down through the list of things that's eligible and that's not eligible. And like I said, I'm super happy about this. This enforcement already started as of now. And a lot of channels. These are the channels like millions of views, millions of subscribers are getting taken down. They're getting taken down one by one. And I'm so happy to see that, because this will give breathing space for small guys like me and you who are genuine about what we're talking about, who are genuine. Like everything that I do on my videos, it's being genuine. I will never give you like a false statement of something just for the sake of clickbait. I will never do that. Everything I talk about is genuine, and it's through experience. Like YouTube knows when they look at my videos, they know that yes, I have my opinion and I'm entitled to my opinion. This is my experience based on the product that I have, but it's a genuine video. They know that I purchased the product. They know that I have the product, okay? And they know that I'm giving my experience opinions. So that's being genuine. That's not a clickbait, okay? So let's go through these policies. Okay, so this is as of July 15th. Actually, this is a very important one. I'm going to highlight this one. Okay, so we're making a minor update to our repetitious, to our repetitious content policy to better clarify. This includes content that it's repetitive or mass-produced. We're also renaming this policy from repetitious content or inauthentic content. What does the repetitious and inauthentic content means? It means that you are clickbaiting like the same thing over and over and over again just to get the clickbait. Like there's some YouTubers out there who are just trashing Game Pass. Game Pass is, it's rest in peace. Xbox is dead. Game Pass is dead. This is why Xbox is dead. This is why Xbox is crappy. You already made your point. You made one video about the Game Pass. Don't beat a dead horse. We get it. You disagree. YouTube gets it. We gets it. Algorithm gets it. You already made one video. And I'm not going to say who this YouTuber is, but you know who he is. How many videos of Xbox Game Pass do you need to make to beat a dead horse? You already made your point. You already made your crystal clear, abundantly clear perspective on how you feel, and you disagree. Okay, duly noted. We got it. You don't need to repeat that crap so many times. There's one YouTuber who did that, but there's others now who are still doing that. Okay, guys, just make one video. If you don't like what Xbox is doing, just make one video. You make that opinion and be done with it. Don't rehash the same thing over and over and over again. That's beating a dead horse. And I'm not naming any YouTubers here, but you know who they are. So now those videos might be taken down. And who knows, dude? They're probably crapping their pants right now. They're probably worried. And you know what? And they should know better, because they're openly saying, ooh, I'm just going to profit out of you, Xbox. I'm just going to monetize out of you, Xbox. Well, how stupid is that? Like, you are already telling your audience, you're telling YouTube, you're telling Google that you are purposely, knowingly using repetitive mass-produced content just to hurt the brand of other company. And you want to profit money out of hurting the other brand in that process. You can't do that. You made your one point. You made your one perspective on it. You disagree. Duly noted. Move on. Same thing if you're talking about a PlayStation or whatever product it might be. You don't need to rehash. This is going to hurt some YouTubers out there. And it should. They need to understand you can make that kind of content. If you want to make money, you should do it genuinely. Remember, I always talked about being genuine. I swear to God, it's almost like YouTube has been watching me, taking my feedback. And you know what? And I'm glad that they did, because I've been doing this for 12 years. And this is exactly what I've been talking about. Okay? Now, harassment, bullying, that's no-brainer. That's just obvious. That should never be tolerated. That shouldn't be tolerated at all. And I spoke about that. I told the YouTube about that you should crack down on individuals who are, using this platform, creating the fake accounts with disposable emails. You should crack down on them, and you should report them to the authorities for the harassment. And then whatever they are in whatever country they are, then the local, law enforcement can knock on their door with a warrant. Hey, cyberbullying law. What are you doing? Why are you harassing this individual? Etc., etc. That should be enforced as well. And I already talked about that. I've been a victim of that, and I'm sure many others have been the victims of that. So this is something that needs to change. Okay, and it's good to see that the YouTube is actually going in a right direction. So moving into 2026 is good to see that they're actually focusing on that, and I'm glad that they're doing that. All right. So you can't make any repetitive content. You can have one video giving your opinion about something you disagree. You could say, okay, I disagree with this decision that the Xbox made or PlayStation made. Okay, you made one video. The AI algorithm sees it. Okay, duly noted. You made one video. Cool. Awesome. We get it. We understand. Okay, that's it. You made one video. That's good enough. And that's all you need is one video. People already know that you disagree. So the second thing is we're making improvements to our ad suitability review process. As a result, video undergoing checks include private videos may receive an additional review that may be completed by a human. In some cases, video monetization may take up to 24 hours. This update is designed to improve the accuracy of monetization decision to increase your channel overall monetization potential. Okay, this is good that they're going to use a human. Instead of just using an AI, they're going to spend an additional 24 hours to have a human look at the video. And I think this is what I've been also asking. It's very important to have a human look at the video. To have a human analyze the video. I don't care if it takes one day. Fine. I won't get monetized right away. That's fine. I would rather take one day for the human to look at the video and say, well, wait a minute. What is this person trying to achieve here? Is this person making money off of hurting someone else or harassing someone else or just, being a douchebag for no reason to make money off of someone else's, back? Okay, and there should be repercussions for that. There should be penalties for that. Okay, so this person, not only is he not eligible to be monetized, but we're going to give him a strike and a warning to let him know what you're doing will not be tolerated, right? Or if you're not being genuine, when you're talking about a product, you're not being genuine, right? You know, you're giving a false narrative. So these are very important parts of having a human review, not just depend on artificial intelligence. And that's what scammers, that's what these cyber bullies want to do. They want to work around the AI. They want to manipulate the AI. But once the human is involved, once the human is reviewing the video and the content, then the human can say, well, wait a minute, I see what's going on here. So this is why I'm happy that they finally will have a human actually look at the content. This is all good. All right. So here's the good part, right? I don't want to go through all of those here, but here is what I'm looking for. All right. This is the good part right here. All right. All right. Oh, let me just highlight this because I think this is very important. If you are monetizing on YouTube, it's important that your channel follows YouTube monetization policies. These include policies described below, as well as YouTube community guidelines, terms of service, copyright rights, clearances, adjustment policies, etc., etc. These policies apply to anyone in looking to apply to the YouTube Partner Program. The YouTube Shorts monetization policies also apply if you're monetizing Shorts on YouTube. All content monetization with ads must follow advertiser-friendly content guidelines. To earn revenue from a fan funding feature, first-time users must accept the Commerce Product Module (CPM) before turning on the individual features. You must follow the Commerce Products monetization policies when monetizing with the fan fund features. This is also very important. Okay, so even though you have a sponsorship, that doesn't mean that you can just go all out and just say whatever you want to say and be genuine and give misinformation and put out lies about the products, right? So you have to comply. They don't care that you're sponsored. You still have to comply with being genuine. So you can't say that the product is great just because you're sponsored by the company. You have to be genuine about it. Okay, there's issues, right? This product, yes, I received it for free from the sponsorship, but you have to address the negatives and the positives, the pros and cons. So you can't just be all positive and this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. All right, so this is the important part right here, and I saved this for the last. Okay. If you're making money, I don't know, can you guys see this? Maybe I should move myself a little bit. Let me put myself over here. Okay. If you are making money on YouTube, your content should be original and authentic. This means that we expect your content to be your original creation. If you borrow content from someone else, you need to change it significantly to make it your own. What does this mean? This means if you're borrowing my video, you can't just borrow it and play it out there. That's not a fair use. You need to go ahead, you need to change it to make it your own. You need to make a case as to why you are using my content. You need to make a case why you're talking about me. What is your dispute against me? What is it you're trying to say against me? And what you're saying against me better be accurate and not false information. So that means you can't make a assumption. You're assuming I'm this, you're assuming I'm doing that, you're assuming and you are, making an assumptions and you are talking about me in a negative way where it's a false implications, right? Or defamation. That's illegal. Okay. So you need to be careful. So when you are borrowing somebody else's content, you have to be accurate, okay, on what you are talking about that person. So you have to make your case. All right, well, this is what this person said, and I disagree with what this person said. And here's X, Y, and Z. It's like a debate, why I'm disagreeing with this person. But you can't use any false narrative. You can't say something that is not true about the person. That's defamation. That's going to get you banned right away. And you can't just steal my video and just play it out there without making something that will be your own. Okay, you can use my video as long as you are having a perspective about something that I said and you disagree with it, and here's why you disagree with what I said, and then you have to point out those disagreements, right? And those disagreements has to be authentic. They have to be genuine. So you have to be authentic. You can't just use somebody else's content. So you got to be careful. This is great because a lot of people use other people's videos just to hurt them, to hurt their channel, to make them look bad, all right? This is wrong. I've been speaking out against this since day one. And I've been a victim of this since 2016. When I was doing 4K television videos, I've been a victim to this many, many times. Okay, people have been, coming after me, harassing me, cyberbullying me, doxing me. I mean, Jesus Christ, you name it. I've been through it all. I've been through all this garbage. So finally, after 12 years, it's good to see that finally YouTube has finally put a stop to this nonsense. All right. And so if you're going to borrow someone else's content, you need to change it to make it your own. And don't be a mass-produced or repetitive. That means you can't be making videos about me repetitively, saying how much you don't like me, blah, 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 blah. You already made that point. Okay, you don't like me, you disagree with me, you made one video, that's enough. But if you're constantly making videos about me, how much you don't like me, okay, well then that's a mass-produced repetitive videos, and they're going to remove that crap. Because your intention is just to make money off of me by talking negatively about me, on top of using defamation and misinformation. So that's how you're going to get yourself banned. So that's also good that they're, cracking down on that as well. Our reviewers will check your channel and content against our policies. Since they can't check every video, our reviewers may focus on your channel's main theme, most viewed videos, newest videos, biggest proportion of watch time, video metadata, including title, thumbnails, and description, channels about section. The above are just examples of content our reviewers may assess. And note that our reviewers can and may check other parts of your channel to see whether it's fully meet our policy. So remember this. So when you make negative videos about me, all I have to do is report your channel. That's all I have to do. And the YouTube will do the rest. It might take a little time. By the time they go and check everything about your channel, by the time, even if you delete the video, they can still look at those videos that you deleted. Don't think just because you deleted a video that you made about me. And don't think just because you deleted a comment that was offensive about me. Don't think that they cannot see it. They can still see it in a limbo. They can look at it and see exactly what you wrote. Same thing with your texting messages on your phone. Just because you delete a text message doesn't mean that the phone companies cannot pull it out and see what you wrote down. So keep this in mind. So this is all good. I'm finally happy to see that we're going to move into 2026. Into 2026 with a fresh new year, with a fresh new YouTube. This makes me excited because this will tone down the amount of, scammers, spammers, bots, phony profiles with disposable emails. This will bring more genuine audience. This will bring more genuine subscribers. So if somebody wants to come into my channel and harass me, all I have to do is just report them. And that's it. They're done. They're going to crack down on everything they did. What type of IP addresses are they using? what type of VPNs they're using. They're going to be able to crack down on all that crap. And they're going to ban them forever from the platform. YouTube, guys, you have to understand, Google has the most advanced tech tools. They're connected to the law enforcement, FBI, cybercrime division. They're connected to the Interpol, all of that. So if you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing, they'll be easily able to utilize all the tools they have at their disposal to track you down and crack down on what you're doing, and you're going to pay a hefty price for it. So it's good to see that they're enforcing this. A lot of people get comfortable. They think, oh, just because I'm behind a keyboard, I'm on an internet, and I have a fake profile, that I can just go willy-nilly harass people. That's going to stop from now on. You can't just willy-nilly go around harass people, man. That's going to stop. So I'm really happy that YouTube is finally enforcing these policies, because this will help this platform become a more user-friendly platform where we have genuine people. And that's what I've been talking about. Like on my YouTube, I don't want fake, phony people to follow me. I want genuine people. I want genuine people to be part of my channel. I want people who are truly genuine, who are truly helping out the channel, promoting the channel, subscribing to the channel, leaving the comments, being very active on my channel. I can see if you're not active on my channel. I can see who you're watching and who you're not watching. I can see whom you're leaving the comments. I can see all of that. And I can see if you are participating in my channel. So basically, the YouTube gives me the tools and analytics to see what my members are doing. And one of the reasons people ask me, why did I ban so many of my members? Because they were phony. I don't care that they paid $2. They were being phony. They didn't participate in my videos. I don't see any comments of them. I don't see them, watching my videos, liking my videos, leaving the comments. They're not sharing my videos. I can see all of that. You should at least try to leave a comment at least on like few times a month. But I haven't seen not one single comment from my so-called members. And keep this in mind. And I just want to say this. Just because you pay $2 to become a member, just because you subscribe to me, that doesn't mean that you get this forever pass of like, now I can do whatever I want to do on his channel. I can say whatever I want to say. No, it is still my channel, my rules. It's my rules. And you got to remember that. Okay? So I reserve the right. YouTube gives me that tool. I reserve the right to remove whoever I feel that I need to remove, because it's my channel. Okay? I reserve that right. Just like the bar owner reserved the right of his bar to remove who he wants to remove. Or it has to be a certain dress code. That's the private property. It's their own rule. Their company. They reserve the rights. So if there's a certain dress code you have to be dressed, you have to be dressed in that dress code. So rules are rules. So you guys need to understand that you need to educate yourself about YouTube now. And I'm making this video to bring this to your attention so you have a better understanding what YouTube is now. And I would rather have all of these toxic individuals and fake and phony individuals go to Kick and Rumble and all these other platforms than for them to be here on the YouTube. Because this is only going to be making a YouTube a more genuine platform. And that's what I want this platform to be genuine. So a guy like me, guy like you, who are genuinely trying to make it on this platform, we can genuinely make it without dealing with harassment and crap and nonsense and bots and phonies and fakes, right? So we can genuinely make a genuine money out of the genuine content. And I put my heart and soul, man, 12 years. For those of you who've been watching me, you know I put a heart, blood, sweat into really. What I mean by blood, I mean Yeah, I feel like I put my own boiling blood, heart, sweat, you know, into this channel. Honestly, how many times my blood pressure's been going up and down, up and down, up and down to entertain you guys. For your sake of your entertainment, my high blood pressure's been boiling, you know. But I put my heart, sweat, and blood into this channel for 12 years, you know. So I'm glad that finally YouTube is doing something about this, that they are finally cracking down on these individuals, you know. And I know this video is 30 minutes, but it has to be 30 minutes because this is an educational video to tell you that finally I'm glad that YouTube is doing something about this, you know. But it's true. I have put my hard-earned cash investment into the televisions and all the equipment that I bought. I have put hard work into my channel for 12 years, blood and sweat. Yes, this is the terminology, figurative speech, okay? Don't take it literally. It's a figurative speech of, you know, I put my hard sweat, blood and sweat into this, you know, channel, trying to create a content. And after 12 years, I'm finally happy to see that YouTube has actually finally realized that they need to crack down on some of the nonsense, because this is only going to make this platform more enjoyable, more genuine. Okay? You have to have rules and regulations, man. You can't just let anybody willy-nilly just come in and harass people, and, you know, scammers come in flooding the entire YouTube community with their millions of views, with their bought bots and bought viewers and spammers, you know, telling you how to make millions of dollars, how to be successful, how to be an entrepreneur, how to be this, how to be that, how to be like me, how to drive like a millionaire, how to have a Ferrari, how to buy a Ferrari today. You know, I'm glad that shit has to stop, and I'm glad that this enforcement of YouTube, new rules, will finally make this platform more enjoyable, and that will give me, again, a reason to come back to live stream without worrying so much about people harassing me. If they want to harass me, fine. All I have to do is just report them, and YouTube will do the rest. Just remember that. I just have to report you. Takes me less than half a second to report you. And the YouTube will do the rest, and then you are goodbye of ever accessing this platform ever again, or ever seeing my videos, or being able to comment on my videos. So I'm finally glad that the YouTube is doing something about this. They're using their resources, they're using their tools to put an end to this nonsense. And I'm so happy to see that they're finally doing that. All right. I hope that this video was educational. You know, I do bring my own opinions about it, sure. But I agree. Anybody who has worked as much as I did over 12 years, put my hard-earned cash investment, my blood and soul, you know, my gray hairs, okay, all this hard work that I put into this, man, it's finally good to see that the YouTube, it's starting to use some common sense, and they're like cracking down on this nonsense. And I'm so glad that they finally have done that. And they're enforcing these rules. These rules are being enforced as we speak right now. Is active as of now. And a lot of channels are getting deleted. All those millionaires, how to make millions, you know, all these fake guru, you know, promotion, entrepreneurs, self-promoting entrepreneurs, scammers, channels are being deleted. People who are harassing other people, channels are being deleted. So just remember that. It ain't worth it. Just remember, it ain't worth it. Okay? But, hey, if you want to be an idiot, if you want to be stupid, be my guest. Just remember, all I have to do, I don't have to reply to you. All I have to do is report you. That's all I have to do. Takes me half a second to report you. Done deal. So ask yourself a question: is it worth it? And we all know the answer: it's not worth it. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I know it's a 35-minute video, but I hope this 35-minute video really educates you and explains to you why you need to, like, be very careful on what you upload and what you do on the YouTube. Okay? Because you are going to be in a risk of getting banned permanently from YouTube. Okay? And if you're harassing, well, then you're getting reported to the authorities for the harassment, cyberbullying. So think about that. Think about the consequences and repercussions. Think about the consequences and repercussions. And is it worth it? And we all know it's not worth it. So I'm glad that they're finally doing something about this. All right, this is only going to make YouTube more user-friendly, more genuine place to work. And that's all I want. It's to be able to breathe normally, to work on this platform and make money genuinely, not by clickbaiting, by making some false statements, right? It's to make a genuine content and make money genuinely. So this will create more room for a guy like me, for a guy like you, who are small channels, who are genuine. And I think this will only make this platform more genuine. So I'm very happy about this. Okay? So that's the end of the video. Guys, leave a comment down below. But just remember the rules. You can have your opinions down on the comments, but use common sense. Avoid harsh words. Avoid offensive language. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with what Google is doing, but you have to do it respectfully. Remember that. Nobody's telling you you cannot disagree. You can disagree, but you have to do it in a respectful manner. Okay? This is a common sense. So leave a comment, but use a common sense. That's all YouTube is asking you. That's all I'm asking you, is to use common sense. It's not that difficult. Okay? And you're going to be fine. Okay? You can criticize me. I'll look at your criticism. Okay. All right. But it has to be respectfully done. Okay? Has to be respectfully done. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and also, I forgot. Make sure you check my previous video that I did on the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate $18 deal. They have a discount on Black Friday, so make sure you check that video as well. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the next video.